I'm not trying to gatekeep emo music, okay? Well, maybe I am, to an extent. Which I think it is okay to at least gatekeep a little bit, okay? Because something I've been noticing about the scene, the alternative scene, at least lately, is that these people who are new to this scene don't understand show etiquette. Most people do, but a lot of them don't. Tell you a little story about how I got this sweatshirt. So Census Fail did their 20-year anniversary of Let It Unfold You. I went to the House of Blues Anaheim show, and for those who don't know, Census Fail is my favorite band. I literally have Let It Unfold You tattooed on my neck. And I went to this show with a lot of people. My girlfriend, my sister, my cousins, a lot of people. So we were like 10 heads deep at this show. So let me tell you, the show in the first half, great, amazing, having a great time. I was also a little bit high on mushrooms. It was having a great time. Right before Saves the Day goes on, I decide that I am going to go purchase this sweatshirt. A bunch of other stuff. I bought a lot. I dropped a lot of money at this show. Which, tell me why it took me all of Saves the Day setting up and all of Save the Day's entire set to just purchase merch at a show. Nearly 45 minutes I was gone from my group, waiting in line to buy merch. Ridiculous. Not the point of the story, though. But when I come back and I find my group, they proceed to tell me that some douchebag decided that he was going to not only push my sister, but also push my girlfriend in a very aggressive manner, be an all-around asshole, and proceeds to hit on both of them. Of course, not being able to either see this whole entire interaction and just hearing about it and not getting to see what the dude looks like. Luckily, my cousin and my other cousin's husband, the two cousins being brother and sister, cousin and my cousin's husband, luckily were able to stop the interaction from proceeding further, but they all told me about it, so I was like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do about it? Let's just try to enjoy the show. Right before Census Fail goes on, we tried to make our way to the front of the pit. Mind you, this show was a sold-out show. Like, I think they oversold the sold-out show because they were beyond capacity at the House of Blues for this show. I 100% believe that because it was neck and neck. There was no moving. We make our way to the front, and then Sense Fail is about to go on. As soon as they start playing, the minute it drops, crowd became the ocean. And what I mean by that is that there was a whole lot of this going on, and it just was not comfortable, and it was not fun. I don't typically go to the front when I go see a band. Every time I have never experienced this. The constant back and forth and swaying and moving. I was getting motion sickness. And mind you, I was a little bit high on mushrooms while this was happening. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. I was like, let's go stand to the side. I'm too old for this. But we do. We make our way to the left side stage. We get a nice spot right in front of the bar. It was perfect, honestly. Still close enough to see all the action, so it was great. So we're just, trying to enjoy the show from there. Then lo and behold, who comes walking by? The asshole from earlier. Girlfriend points him out to me. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Let's just let him pass, Until said asshole decides to push my sister and then check my girlfriend. I tell you, this sent me into a fit of rage no one has ever seen before. I pushed this dude as hard as I've ever pushed anybody before, and just before I could pounce on him and beat his fucking ass, a bodyguard came out of nowhere and ripped me off of him. And of course, all the people around us have no idea of our interaction, have no idea what's happening. I'm basically the one who's interrupting their show now, which I feel like the asshole now. Everyone's pointing at me like, it was him, and then my girlfriend's trying to basically say like, no, that fucking guy has been a nuisance the entire fucking show. So while they're trying to push me back and hold me back and the bodyguard's trying to kick me out of the venue, the girlfriend explains to him like, no, this dude is doing fucked up shit. Not only is he like hitting women and pushing women, he's also trying to start a fight with us again after all this. So the bodyguard lets me go and is basically saying, okay, well, like if you see him again, point him out to us. And it just became this whole thing of just, like trying to watch our backs during the whole show and having the show basically ruined for us. It was just not a good time after that. It was just not enjoyable whatsoever. It was like, I love Sense of Spell. I've seen Sense of Spell play a lot. Like, I've seen them over 15 times at this point. But going to see them and see them play my favorite record and not being able to enjoy it, it was incredibly disheartening. And then on top of that, there was a lot of young kids there, which is okay. I don't care if people are getting into the music. But on the other hand, you were not there. You weren't there when I was there. Coming into it new and fresh. But I've been here since day one. And that's what's frustrating. That I have to not only, somehow, hopefully, get a ticket to a show that I really want to see. So I have to fight that battle first, but I also have to fight the battle of the people that are going to be at that show. I've grown up going to hardcore shows. I'm no stranger to seeing fights happen at hardcore shows. I have never, ever been in a fight at a show. Ever. Not once. I've had some pretty stupid shit happen to me at a show before, but I've never fought anybody at a show because it's understood that these are violent shows. Things are going to get violent. You don't take it personally. But when you're a person that actually goes out of their way and makes it personal, then we have an issue. I'm not saying that this is everybody's attitude, okay? I'm just saying these are the types of people we're letting into these shows. These are the types of people that are hijacking our scene. They have no idea of the etiquette, nor do they care about the etiquette. That is what I'm talking about. When I'm saying that there are hijackers, this is exactly what I mean, because there are hijackers. People who may have liked the music growing up, but are coming into the scene now only seeing the violence and thinking that violence in any fashion is okay. It's not. Especially for Senses Fail, an emo screamo band. Post-hardcore, whatever you want to call them. Their shows, while yes, very aggressive, not nearly as aggressive as a hardcore show. And most of the time, when I'm seeing fights at shows now, it's at these types of shows. It's never even at a hardcore show. Because hardcore kids are, they know etiquette. That's where I learned etiquette. I do think there needs to be a little bit of gatekeeping. There at least needs to be a message out there stating you need to understand show etiquette. Don't be a fucking asshole at a show. Like I said, I do not have an issue with kids getting into this music. That's the way it stays alive. But if you're going to get into this music, get into it. Don't just see violence and be violent. That's not what this scene is about. At all. So, yes, I'm gatekeeping. At least a little bit. But I don't care if you go to the shows. Just know how to act at those shows. Be a fucking human. That's all I'm asking.